One
Oh my
take
god.
Jake.
I'm out here trying to put oil in my hair, and he's like, "I'm gonna start the recording."
We get
I'm
the
like,
raw,
okay.
uncut cam. This is how we
This
do
is
it.
so vulnerable. I went to Thanksgiving over this past week, and I had a relative who I haven't talked to in like many years, who I haven't even seen. Like he was just in for the first time in like years, and he was like, "I watch like all of your podcasts," and I was like, "You what?"
Yo,
And
that's
then
crazy.
and I think he was just referring to my YouTube videos, because then he was like, "Oh, they're like so well edited and stuff." But I was like, "You watch the podcast?"
He watches.
Like,
That's
oh
crazy.
god.
Hey, he knows.
Um,
He knows the,
I
the
was like,
the
"You know too
deepness of your
much.
life.
Yeah, you know way too much." Oh my god.
I'm glad I tell no one. Like I don't be sharing. No one knows. Only like five like in real life. Only probably like 3 or 4 people know that I make a.
Mhm.
I'm like, this is just I'm not trying to be that guy. Like I was on the phone at work, like I was calling someone, and they were like, "Hey, can you call back at a different time? I'm actually a YouTuber and I'm in the middle of recording a video." And I was like,
That's so
I just
funny.
cringed through my body. I'm like, I would never say that. Even if I was like a 10
Yeah,
million
right. Just I'm in the
subscriber
middle of something.
YouTuber, I wouldn't say I'm actually a YouTuber and I'm recording a video right now. Can you call me back at a different time? I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll occasionally bring up like if it's relevant or like it will be relevant to a conversation that like, oh, I make videos that are largely about politics, and then they're like, oh, what kinds of videos? I'm like, oh, I don't want to like the whole thing. I put something on my Instagram story once about the election, like a clip from one of my videos about the election, and then someone in the show that I was working on was like, "Oh, hey, I saw your story. Like, I saw you do TikTok," and I was like, "Oh, well, it's YouTube, but you know." And he's like, "Oh, you're a YouTuber," and I was like,
I
"I
don't
don't know about all that."
I don't want the label. That's like I don't want the label.
Right.
Like I see YouTube as like I'm having fun with my friends. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
like I see it as like it's like a time capsule. Like I can go back to when I was like
Right.
20
Yeah, that's
years
what I've
old
always kind of.
and be like I was having fun with my friends and it's like I don't have to like think like I could be like this is what we were doing like at this time like but
Yeah.
I don't know. Even if I was the
Also,
biggest YouTuber in the world, I would never introduce myself as a YouTuber. Like,
I've I've had people ask me like, because they're like, "What do you want to do when you're out of college?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know," but I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to get into like some sort of like if I could be in some sort of like political media, like that would be like the dream job." And then they're like, "Oh, well, like you could make a career out of like your YouTube videos." I'm like, first of all, I don't know
that's
about all that. Second of all, I'm way too much of a perfectionist to do that. I can't turn out enough content. Um,
that's a tumult. I don't like a career
it's
that
really
is like
precarious.
reliant on because it's like where's the health insurance? Where's the it's
True,
like
true.
where like
Is
I
YouTube
don't
gonna
want to
start offering benefits?
yeah like I don't want to be reliant on an audience I guess like
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want like whether or not I can pay rent to rely on like how much people enjoy my last video.
yeah
Cause
and I say that like I feel like I'd be good with money. Like if I got like say I had like a year where I was doing really good and I got all this money, I'd probably like put all like most of it in savings like but I don't know. I just it's just not it's too fickle. It's
yeah,
like all those careers like being in like a band or something. It's like say you're big for like I don't know, and then they don't like you anymore, and then like you spent like 10 years being in a band and you didn't develop any other skill, like you're
yeah.
you're
Anything where
like,
like your livelihood sort of depends on like people's casual like fleeting interests,
yeah,
where like it's very easy for someone to be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch that channel anymore." Like that
yeah,
takes no effort or thought, but then that a bunch of people doing that can like really mess up someone's. I don't know.
yeah.
Also, this is unrelated to anything, but I just updated my computer, and now I can like mess with the lighting.
Yo, that's
I'm
crazy.
like, whoa, it's studio light. I can't decide if I like studio light better than makes me look really pale. But I look really pale no matter what. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I wanted you to read the lyrics to the song "Child's Play" by Drake. This is an idea that came to mind. I was like,
bounce
because
that shit like whoa.
because
Um,
I hate the that song is like the pettiest. I don't know. Drake just sounds.
I only know the chorus, so I have
No,
literally no idea what he says in the
you
verses.
read the verse. I need you to do to read it out loud,
You're gonna turn
and
this
we
into a
need to break
clip, and I'm gonna look so stupid.
we need to break down the actions, like the actions that Drake is doing. We have to break this
Okay.
down like it's a literary
I should frame this
piece.
like what I really want in a man is someone who will take me to the mall and get me a new outfit.
Take you to the mall and get you a new outfit.
I can't read this.
Just read it. Well, no, not that. Not
can't
that
read
breaking
this.
news. That's the. I was
Breaking
like,
news, my
oh no, that is like a little. That's like
Yeah.
some like sample. Get to the
Sure,
verse.
sure.
If you just said that
Okay.
like, hey, you gave me the pass. Like,
Yeah. Oh, you said it was okay. And start flipping out. It was like, oh, did we get to this point in Black White where the white mom, like reads something off of a sheet of paper, and then everyone gets really mad at her because she like said bitch because it was on the sheet of paper, but then the other mom is like, why'd you call me a bitch? And then for the entire rest of the show, these two are fighting about how like she apparently called her a bitch because it was on the piece of paper.
I don't think we got that far, but
Oh my God.
I just remember that guy looked more Indian than black, but.
Oh, yeah. Oh God.
Just
It was- It doesn't matter. Yeah, I was gonna bring something up. It doesn't matter. We're already here. All right. Do I do the chorus?
just I mean, I guess if you want to, but
I don't.
just these
particularly-
verses,
All right,
I
let's
hate.
see.
This is why I
You gotta
hate
fight with
Drake
me
as a
at
person.
Cheesecake. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. You know I love to go there. Sam acting light skin. I can't take you nowhere. This is play. Oh my God. I suddenly do remember all these lyrics.
You remember
I'm being,
it.
like taken back. This is a place for families that drive Camrys and go to Disney. They don't need to know all of our business.
You wild and you super childish.
You go to CVS or go texting my Bugatti. I took the key and tried to hide it so you can't drive it and put on mileage. Then you find it. Awkward silence.
I hate that. I remember this came out in I want to say 2016.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when I would actually I'd be like, the new Drake album is coming out, yes. And I remember I put on this song and I was like, and when I'm listening to music, I'm like envisioning the action in my head. So my first thought is, why is Drake at the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
I'm like, Drake, why are you at the Cheesecake Factory? Like, if I'm hanging with Drake and he's like, time for all the boys to go to the Cheesecake Factory tonight, I'm like, bro, this is not the Drake experience. This is not what I didn't pay to see. Yo, Cam's wall. I love having. Okay, this is such a crisp image of Cam's wall. It might be time to upgrade. Bad bar. And the fact that you're about to move, the fact that you're like gonna be out of this apartment because the semester will be over. Like,
I know, it's insane.
you design.
I had to update my like sublease thing because I still haven't found someone to sublease. And part of me is just like not particularly motivated to because I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like it here. But
You
also,
could
like,
always.
I need to get out. I can't be here. I gotta get out of here.
But oh yeah, okay. So Drake is at the Cheesecake Factory. He's and he's
I feel
arguing
like
with
this
this
is
girl.
where he leans into like he's like Sam acting light skin.
I can't take you nowhere.
You brought her to cheat. I mean, I don't know. This seems like the kind of thing where he's like trying to seem. I don't know. I hesitate to give any sort of like class analysis of this, but like he's trying to be that like mid-level relatable like bougie.
He's like, if I say a restaurant they don't know, my fan base isn't going
Yeah.
to understand.
And they'll think it's funny if I say cheesecake because like they can relate to that. And I'm not saying like some super. I'm like that like down to earth kind of like. My like suburban white fans can listen to that and be like, "Oh, I love cheesecake."
First off, has anyone ever called Cheesecake Factory just cheesecake? We're going to
right?
cheesecake.
I don't know.
We're
Well,
going to
are you a
cheesecake.
cheesecake? Are you a regular cheesecake attender? Cheesecake
I've
factory
never been to
attender?
one before.
I've also never been to one.
I see
So,
one when I was like driving to get you the last time. I passed a cheesecake factory and I was like, one day, and then and then I kept going.
there's a cheesecake factory at like a mall sort of near my mom's house that I remember going into once because it was like pouring rain and I just didn't want to be outside. And I just stayed in the cheesecake factory till it stopped raining. And I think that's the only time I've been in a cheesecake
It was
factory.
your safe haven from the
Yeah.
storm. But Drake, okay, so he's at the, and and heavy the music video. It's Tyra Banks. He's like arguing with Tyra Banks. He's like, I saw you texting those girls on your phone. Why you doing this, Aubrey? Why you doing this?
Oh, mm-hmm.
And then like, and the fact that he's the most petty thing is like, you get my keys for Kotex.
Yeah, right? Like,
You-
that's... Yeah, make it something more, like, I don't know, discretionary. Something more like, oh, she's going and getting, like, I don't know, sunglasses. If you're gonna...
But that is so petty. Like,
Yeah.
like Drake is mad that his girl is going to get that. He hides his keys. He takes his keys and he hides them so she can't find it. Awkward silence. That, just imagine that happening. Like, hey, like Drake is so fed up that his girl is just always going out to get the Kotex, so
Yeah,
he
true,
hides
where
the
it's like-
keys.
You're super childish. I'm hiding my keys so you can't take the car. And then you find them. And now I'm saying, don't make me give you back to the hood. Like, she's some sort of, like, nuisance that he's, like, taking care of. Like, if my partner viewed me that way, I'd be pissed.
Dude, that is a
What do
big
you mean?
that is a big thing in Drake's music. He has this, and I'm saying this as someone who's listened to I've listened to every single Drake album, and a theme he has in his music, he has this weird, like, possessive, like, I'd say
Like, this is,
common
like,
things.
power complex.
Yeah, he has this weird possessiveness and this, like, I did so much for you. Like, he constantly brings up, like, all the things he's done for other people. He's like, I took you out of this, I did this for you, I did this for you. Like, that's like a big, like, that's like the main character in his music is like, you're good. You probably feel so bad because I did all of this for you. Like, that's, I'm
Yeah.
like, but he has this weird, like, possessiveness, like this, like, I mean, what was that, like, Hotline Bling where everyone was like the like those lyrics
Yeah.
were like creepy.
It's another one where I can't remember a single lyric, but I'm sure if I looked it up, I would remember. Let's see. It
doing
reminds
things
me of,
doing
like,
things I taught you, getting nasty for someone else. You don't need no one else. You don't need nobody
things I
else.
taught you, yeah. Got a reputation for yourself now. Yeah, it reminds me of, like, dynamics that I've seen where, like, in real life, where, like, an older guy will go for a younger girl and then,
Yeah.
like, be really into that. Not that has anything to do with Drake. Not that Drake would do that.
Not, oh no.
But that he would, like, have this complex about, like, oh, I'm, like, teaching her things and I'm gonna be like this, like, I'm her leader and, like, I'm gonna show her the ropes, and then for, like, him to be all, like, salty that, like, oh, she doesn't rely on me anymore because she's actually grown up enough to not be, like, dependent on me. And
Dude, he
that's
has
the
that
problem.
song Jaded where he's like, he talks about how he, like, met someone when they were young. I mean, it has that lyric like, you're old enough but you're still a baby. Like, he says that in the song, and then he's like, difference in ages, I should have waited, you're old enough but you're still a baby or something. And then he's like,
Yeah.
dude, I have to say, the most insane Drake lyric I ever heard in my life, and I remember this vividly because it was on the same album as Child's Play and Hotline Bling, actually. The opening line was, I group DM my exes, I tell them they belong to me, and that goes on for forever.
Okay, buddy.
Just imagine that, like, Drake is making a group DM with all his exes.
That's
Like,
crazy.
and then he's like, you belong to me, and that goes on for forever.
DMing is particularly crazy because I feel like you can exercise power over someone when it's like you're just talking directly to them. But when you're talking like a group of people, like, you must think you're, like, really hot shit if you think this whole group of people is gonna, like, bend to you.
I think that's
Like
what
they
he's
all,
trying. I think he's trying to
yeah,
come at it from like the pimp angle. Like I'm so
right,
pimp, but the song is like it'd be different if he was coming at it like I'm such a pimp and I'm like I tell all my women that they belong, like that'd be one
yeah,
thing. But this song is a very soft song and it's a like a somber like you're the only one I want. But it begins with like I group DM all my exes. I tell them they belong to me and that goes on for forever. And I
yeah.
think
I was
we
gonna
get
say I
closer
don't.
when we're not together. That
Oof. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of Drake, so I'm like hesitant to characterize his music too much. But like from what I've seen, I feel like he does this thing where he tries to balance that like you were saying, the like pimp, the like I own women and like
yeah.
women bend to me thing. But then he also wants to be like an uwu soft boy
Yes, and
who's
it
like
doesn't.
I'm a certified lover boy and like I care for you and you're my little special girl, but also I'm gonna get really angry at you if you have any sort of agency of your own, and I own all my exes.
Yes. He group
He
DMs his
group
exes.
DMs them.
And I hated that song because he sampled DMX. And
Mm-hmm.
like the way it began, it was like he was writing it like he was trying to go for that DMX pun. Like cuz
Yeah.
he's like I group DM my exes. Like he was trying to go
Oh.
like I group DM exes. I'm like you
Yeah.
why didn't you just say it I group DM exes? Why
Yeah.
like you could like you were reaching for something there.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's very. I had a word for it that I don't remember what it is now. He keeps almost doing something and then like just kind of fucking it up at the last hurdle.
I'm trying to think. Wait, because what was the worst? The worst. There's a song called "Redemption"
Mm-hmm.
by Drake. Oh yeah, what was the second verse of Child's Play?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, he's like all because of that. He's like thankful for my mom. She raised me real good. All because of
Right.
her, I don't treat you like I
Like I
should.
should. Yeah.
Like I should.
Yeah. It's like
Don't make me give you back
you
to
back
the
to the
hood.
hood. Yeah. Like I'm being really generous to you by not like being terrible, basically.
Oh yeah,
Um
this opening lyric. Uh, why do I settle for a woman that forced me to pick up the pieces? Why do I want an independent woman to feel like she needs me? I lost my way. That that
what song is that? Oh,
redemption.
is that Redemption?
That's redemption.
Let's see.
Drake has a lot of creepy lyrics. I don't like it.
Yeah. He's so funny for like trying to file a defamation lawsuit.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Drake, they're gonna do You want them to do Discovery?
And for hip
You
hop, that's
and
bad.
for hip hop, yeah.
That's bad. Because if
That
rappers are gonna
is
start filing lawsuits, like that's like
yeah. That's the precedent that you want to set here.
because and if we're talking disses, I gotta say
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick's disses were not. I mean, you're
Yeah,
like, haha, you're a pedophile and you're goofy. Like, we've heard murder. Like, I've
yeah.
heard. Tupac said, "My fofo makes sure all your kids don't grow."
Mm-hmm.
He said, like, I've heard like I will kidnap your children. Like, I've heard some insane disses. Like, if you're gonna start
Yeah, as
suing
far as
people
diss tracks go,
for that, like, that's insane.
it really like what was the word? I don't know if it undermines him. It just plays into like exactly everything that Kendrick was saying about him, where he's like, you're just like fake and you're just this like privileged
Yeah.
whatever, and
And
he's
this
like,
is very this is
I'm calling them.
the people using like the Jewish angle against him. This is not
Ooh,
like
I forgot about that. Hey, don't be doing that. No, he's just
Oh.
whiny. He's just calling them mods, mods.
Oh, I gave your nickname to someone else. I know you're seeing someone else that loves you, and I don't want you to see no one else. I don't want you here with no one else. I used
Literally,
to know
I
you back
gave your
when you
nickname
were
to someone
young.
else. I don't want to see you with no one else.
I used to know you back when you was young. Your brother brought me through. You saw me. You made me think of you so differently. That is like
If And yeah, where it's like, okay, not only just thinking about again the fact that they're gonna have to do discovery now to decide whether or not the claim that he's like that he likes them young is justified. Not only are they gonna most likely find stuff that probably would have been covered up otherwise, but now there's actually like a legal team after it. He's saying this in his songs all the time. He's like, "Oh, you were young, and I liked you when you were young," and etc.
You're old enough, but you're still a baby, dude. I remember, what was that lyric on? Remember that "You gotta be nice for what" to these niggas? That song. Remember "Nice for What" with the Lauryn Hill sample? It was like you gotta be that. It was on the radio.
Oh yeah,
constantly.
"Nice for What."
Yeah.
Is what it's yeah.
But in that song, he says, "High school pics, you was even bad then."
No.
He says that in the song. "High school pics, you was even bad then. You ain't tripping off no lover in the past." Dude, I have so many Drake lyrics in my mind.
Even if it were true, why say it? You could have just not
it?
said it. You could have just not put that in the song.
I feel like as like it's okay. Like you can look at someone when they were like younger and be like, they were pretty. Like they were, but like to put. I've never.
Yeah, you can look at a picture of your partner in high school and think, oh, they were attractive when they were in high school, but then don't say it in your.
Well,
song.
even if you want to say it, okay, but to say "high school pics, you was even bad then," that's a bad line.
Let's not.
That's a bad bar. That's a bad bar. Used to call me on my cell phone. Oh yeah, since we were talking about Pierce the Veil earlier today, that like I don't care if you're Contagious song. I used to think he was saying like in I don't care when I first heard that song for years. This was before like I went on the internet and looked up lyrics. I thought he was saying I would kiss you even if you were gay. That's I would kiss you even if you were gay. Dude, that's what I thought he was saying that.
I remember being a little bit put off. I'm going to have to look at it again from like a more metaphorical standpoint. Because I remember listening to it in like middle school and being like, I would kiss you even if you were dead. But I imagine, I don't know.
I mean, the whole song
some of that
is
old
like
stuff
that.
Is a bit,
I don't get. Yeah. I got to admit, I've been listening for I'd say for the past like few months. I've had the first 3 Pierce the Veil albums kind of in my rotation in my commute. And I'm like, these lyrics are very savior complex.
There's a lot of that. I like Pierce the Veil lyrics. A lot, but there's a lot of like that.
These lyrics are very like, I'm the only one supporting you in your life. Like, I will save you. I will reach in the darkness and pull you out. Even if I have to, like, what's that? Heaven above you, there's hell over me. Like, there's very much like, I will hurt myself to uplift you. Like there is.
And definitely like romanticized in terms of like stereotypes of emo music and like the kinds of vibes in emo. Again, love Pierce the Veil, but there's a lot of like romanticizing the like broken girl and like I'm gonna take care of you.
What is that? What was that? Like, I met a girl who never looked. What is that? I'm thinking. I met a girl who never felt so alone.
That's Hell Above, right?
Yeah.
Let's see Hell Above.
But
met a girl who never looked so alone. And then we fell in love, and now we're both alone.
Now we're both alone.
Yeah. And again, I can't even like, I can't even fault someone who's just like. It's a bit.
You have to put it in perspective. This is like.
How old were they when they made this?
It's like this is music. I feel like it's written by young adults, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, by and for like. Teenagers.
I give it a pass. Like, if they were like.
Wait.
How old were they when this came out? Were they 35
years
old?
He was 29.
Okay.
Came out. Oh,
he was older than me. He was older than me. Oh no.
Oh wait.
Oh Vic.
Okay. It's fine. We'll still give him the pass.
Like I'm trying to think. What was that like? That Props in Mayhem where he's like, I love the way you swing the blade at everything in sight or something, but. I don't know. Pierce the Veil. That's something I've like when I'm listening to Pierce the Veil. I'm like I don't relate to this. Like like okay
Mhm.
like I'm definitely like a very supportive person. Like it's like I'll definitely like I'd die for my people. Like I've been in situations where like I'm like we could die, but I'm still gonna stay for this. But like this
Mhm.
is like it's like he paints these scenarios because I feel like he's a very suburban person. So it's like he paints these scenarios where it's like even if we caught on fire, I would like we're going to.
Mhm.
I'm like, why are you like you're like making these fictional scenarios where like
Yeah.
you're gonna die.
It's very like flowery. Um yeah, I remember like listening to like I don't know if it was like Caraphernalia or what song it was, but it was like one of those where I was like I could oh my god, I could never date him. Like that
What
would
if
it
I
would
can't
just
forget you?
I
I'll
would like every part of it like I feel like the relationship and the breakup would be like so dramatic and like so emotionally sorry Vic Fuentes who's 41. Um
this
but
whole
also like I
I
don't know.
couldn't stand Bulletproof Love for the longest because it was overplayed, and I
Mhm.
thought the whole second verse I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm
Like
gonna look this up again.
um like he was
Let's
like,
see.
okay, my love for you was bulletproof, but you're the one who shot me. Oh yeah, and then he was like, I
Yeah,
can
I
barely
see that
say
like
your
on
name,
Pinterest all
so
the time.
I'll try to write it and fill the pen with blood from the sink. But don't just say it. You should sing my name. Pretend that it's a song, cause forever it's yours, and we could sing it on the way home. And I don't what. There was just some like I hated the way. I don't know. He was doing. I want to
Mhm.
hold your hand so tight it's gonna break my wrists. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, that's where again I'm like even as like a certified love well, do you call yourself a certified lover girl when you're in middle school? I don't know. I'm like, look, I love really hard, okay? But then I listen to this and I'm like, bro, we need to chill, okay? It put you know what? It helps me put my own stuff in perspective because I'm like, this guy is really quite dramatic. This is
He has
I
a
keep
flair
being
for the
like
dramatics,
he has a
bro.
flair for the dramatic. I keep feeling like I need to justify this by being like, no, I really do like this band, and I
Oh
really
no, I
do.
love. I think Pierce the Veil of like all that 2000s,
Hmm.
2010s emo music. A lot of it is mid. Like
Yeah.
looking back, I feel like Pierce the Veil is like the best. Like especially if you compare them to like Sleeping with Sirens.
Hmm.
I think there's a clear skill.
I've always
There's like
liked Pierce the Veil
I think
better.
they're both good bands, but I feel like Pierce the Veil is far ahead like skill
Hmm.
they both have pretty cringe lyrics if you're really breaking them down. I met a
Yeah.
girl at 17. Like it's like okay. But like
Hmm.
if you're like I'm just talking about like the way the melodies and like the instrumentation and
Hmm.
like Pierce the Veil, like if I'm not even paying attention to the lyrics, the melodies and like the way the songs are put together, I'm like this is masterful. Like this is
Yeah.
just really good. Like
Um. I'm like,
oh, bury me in your bedroom where I can sing you to sleep all night. Put me next to your open window. Promise me a second time. Because I don't want to leave without you, buried by my side. I'd rather kill the one responsible for falling stars at night. I'm like, this is beautiful. But,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like, okay, you gotta relax. Like,
This is very beautiful. You should chill out, maybe.
like I'd
You
rather
gotta
kill
relax.
the. You gotta relax.
You made a great album. You gotta relax, alright? Just tone it down.
Oh yeah, and what was that? I'm trying to. Oh yeah, and that song that's like on TikTok that's big. That she's mine. The match in the water.
Yeah. I always think about Imagine the Water because I'm like, I kissed the scar. Like, kissing scars was such a big thing at one point. I'm like, oh my god.
To be
Like,
fair, that song is about cancer. So I'm like,
it's about can. Oh,
match in the
wait.
water is about his girlfriend who had like very bad cancer.
Oh,
So
I had never knew that. I'm now
so
looking at the genius in it. Okay.
if you consider that was like his long term girlfriend, so when you consider that in like the
Mm-hmm.
songs, like him thinking like he can save a life, I'm like okay, I
Okay.
that kind of that kind of puts it into perspective. But like
Yeah.
when you listen to it in the scheme of like the scene, and like
Mm.
you're like, okay, like
Yeah.
like that match in the water is like him singing, like she's mine, stay away from her, it's not her time. Like that's
Talking
like
to I kind of like
like
that
yeah,
actually. Like
like
it's about cancer.
talking to the cancer, like
Okay.
so it's about that.
I apologize for being flippant about kissing scars. I would always see those like like what I have to imagine are like fake stories, or not even the stories. It's more like the people that I would see who would like fantasize about dating someone with scars that they could then be like, "Will you
Oh
stop that
yeah,
for me?"
stop for me, stop for me.
And I was like, "Whatever, dude. Like whatever."
I'm gonna say, as someone
Um,
who grew up and had a lot of like close relationship with very emotionally tumultuous people who were like
mm,
that, like I was never a stop for me type of person, but like they you wanting them to stop, or it's like you're not, they have to want to stop within themselves, like
yeah.
like you don't play a factor in that equation. Like there's no like I'm going to love them so much that they'll just stop, and like you don't play a
Yeah.
factor into that. Like they have to just want
And
to
if you
stop that.
manage to, like, that's not a good, like, that's not sustainable. Because then that means that
Yeah.
you, like, have to be there.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
oh, if you tell this person that you're dating that, like, oh, you have to stop self harming for me, that means that, like, when you break up, that's just, like, license to start doing it again.
Oh yeah, I've been in that
Um,
situation where like it's like you know what's worse? I mean, I'm not, how do I word it? Like it, cuz it's not worse than them harming themselves or self-destructive behavior, but it's bad being like their sole anchor, like where
yeah.
like if you're not there to answer the phone, if you're not there to like pull up for them, then it's like it all falls apart for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's impossible. That's
Mm-hmm.
like the worst to be in.
Yeah. Ugh.
What was that Mayday Parade song where he was like you're adorable as hell, but I'm glancing at your wrist or something. Like
Oh,
I
God.
remember that was overused. That
I
was
was
like
thinking of, is Miserable at Best by Mayday Parade?
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
was thinking about that one. Oh my God, I've always, like, that song.
Hey, I
Um,
love that. Well,
do you?
that album. I don't. I
That
gotta
album,
say
yeah.
when I'm listening to that album, because every other song on that album is super upbeat. Like it's like it's like upbeat and like that song. I'm like, if I'm not listening to the album in whole, like if
Mm-hmm.
I'm that's not a go to for me. Like, but but I like that song. I
I'm looking at it again. I used to really like kind of have it out for this song in like middle
but you.
school, but I'm looking at it again and I'm like, okay, it's fine.
Oh, is it
I was
because I
just
can
like,
live without you, but without you I'll be
it was just
miserable
so
at
like
best?
mopey and it reminded me of like I had my own like hang-ups about it, but then I was like, I also thought it was like weird that um he's doing this like, let's not pretend like you're alone tonight. I know he's there, and I'm like, okay, all right, whatever.
Let's not pretend like you're
And
alone
then
tonight.
I always thought, because when he would say making eyes, I imagine making eyes is like a, like it takes two people to make eyes at each
Yeah.
other. So I was always like, oh, like she's making eyes, but then the next lyric is across the room he stares. But then I'm like, she totally could be like making eyes at him and he's not really looking at her. But the whole like, oh, he doesn't care about you like I do, and he has the nerve to ask you to dance. My girl,
Had
you're
the
still my
nerve
girl.
to ask my girl to dance. And she'll say yes, yes.
Yeah.
I never dove into those lyrics that heavily, not gonna lie. It was just like anime AMV music.
I think, oh, to be entirely honest, I think this might have come from my like, oh my god, my emo middle school ex. No, it wasn't this song. He sent me some other song that was very similar to this one, that was a little bit more like guilting that what is going on with me. I'm allergic to this music. No, it was some other emo song that was like mopey, but also like guilting the girl for like the fact that they'd broken up, and then I was like,
Oh yeah.
had like a vendetta against that kind of music. But you know what? I was being too mean to this song. This song
But
is actually okay.
the singer, the backup singer on Mayday Parade's first album, is
Mm.
my favorite vocalist of all time. Jason Lancaster,
Uh-huh.
like because you know how it's two vocalists. There's like the high pitch guy and the low pitch like
Mhm.
they're kind of like duetting back and forth. That
Yeah.
background vocalist on that first album, he's on like all the songs. He's my favorite singer of all time. I love that. That's my favorite vocalist.
I like got so confused because I was looking at it and I was looking at miserable best lyrics and it was like Nate wants to battle, and I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh, this is a cover. I was like, was he like in this? What? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
What are some other? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, but if we but I mean if we do see Pierce the Veil, I'm gonna be screaming those lyrics. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna scream those cringy lyrics. I would kiss you
Absolutely.
even if you were gay.
Gay. Yeah, I would go crazy. I would go crazy for some Pierce the Veil.
You know what I gotta say? This might be a hot. Well, I don't know. This album is old, but "King for a Day" is the weakest song on "Collide with the Sky" to me. Like for that whole album, "King for a Day." I'm not. I mean, I like the song. I'm just when I look at the other songs on the album, I'd rather hear every other I'd rather hear First Punch. When I'm listening, like I love First Punch. First Punch is the song I go back to the most.
I have a couple friends who are like getting into Pierce the Veil right now. Or like I guess one of them already likes it and is like sort of trying to like sell the other ones on them. And yeah, King for a Day is like their go-to, which I guess like
that's a starter song, I guess.
it's a starter song, yeah.
It's a starter song for the uninitiated.
For the
Wait, so why are they getting into Pierce the Veil now? What's like with that's a very delayed. Like it's
well, so
like,
I guess it's more like it's one of my friends who I had like mentioned Pierce the Veil to a long time ago, just as a band that I liked, and that like he had heard of, and then he listened to King for a Day and he didn't like it, and I was like, okay. But now his other friend is like, hey, have you heard of Pierce the Veil? Like, you should try the song King for a Day. And he's like, oh yeah, like Joe just showed me this song King for a Day, and I was like, oh, did he? And what do you think? And he's like, yeah, we both like it. And I was like, oh, okay. What? So
I've had that happen where like you show someone a song, they're like, I don't like it, and then later on they're like, have you heard of this song? I love it. I'm like, bro, where were you?
I'm not even trying to be like, this isn't even like gatekeeping. I'm like, I showed you this song. Why do you like it now? But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, the lyrics after would somebody make me go blind for the rest of my life? Because I'd do anything to hold your hand.
He is so dramatic. I love him. He's so funny.
Oh, what's the beginning of what's the song with the slow start on that album? Waking up your neighbors downstairs. I've been inside your bedroom 1,000 years. What is the song called?
I wanna think of it without looking.
Stay away from my friends. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
That's what
My
I had to like
friends
mentally speed through to the chorus.
Yeah.
In
My friends
mind.
in middle school thought that was such a funny. None of my friends in middle school liked the music that I listened to, but they thought that song was so funny because he said "Stay away from my friends," and that was just really funny to them.
Just because of that?
Yeah. So they would like whenever I brought up Pierce the Veil, they'd be like, "Oh, what about like stay away from my friends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I don't know. Like, I guess it's just a funny lyric because it just sounds like you're like, I don't know. It's about like addiction or death."
Yeah, that song's about like I think it's self-harm because of the bridge. He's like, you don't know what it's like to wake up in the middle of the night. Scaring the thought of kissing razors. Yeah. And he's like, I think he's like telling self-harm and depression to stay away from his friends or something. And he's like talking about how like it's kind of like seduced him. Like I'm saying, these songs are beautifully written. Like the way he's making it into a woman, which is kind of a weird thing to do, but it's like I get it. Like
fun.
He's kind of like making his like depression into a woman, like been inside your bedroom 1,000 years, like
right, like
and as you tie me to the bed for good I say, that I want you in the most
In the most
unromantic ways. Like he's like making it into like a woman, but
Yeah.
man, dramatic. Oh yeah, what's that? And if I ever catch the ones who hurt you, I'm hoping that God looks away.
Oh.
Remember that? And if I ever catch the ones who hurt
Respectfully?
you.
No, I'm not gonna be mean. That's mean. I'm not gonna be mean. In a broad sense, it's funny to imagine like an emo singer being like, "You won't believe the things that I'll do to these people." I'm like, okay,
How tall
all
is?
right.
Isn't he? Aren't they
That's true.
short?
I feel like he's
I
short.
think he's
yeah, I feel like
5'6".
I've seen pictures
I think
of
he's
him.
5'6".
You are right. He is 5'6".
Okay. That's just I just looked at him and assumed he was 5'6". That's just
Yeah. He's giving 5'6".
And I think he's balding because every picture I see of him
Oh,
now,
is he?
he has a hat on and
hat
it's
on?
backwards. Like I think I think he's balding.
Oh no, Vic.
I've not seen
Although
him
I
take
feel
that
like
hat
he's
off.
always worn, but you're right that it could be a sign.
And I
Oh,
see
he has a
because
wife now? I guess of course he has a wife now.
because he has a baseball hat and you know how they have like the gap. There's no like. There's no like the his forehead. I'm like I'm looking at it like I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh God, this is. I'm just like looking at pictures of him, and this is such a funny one.
But did you
Yeah, I just sent it.
let me check the Discord.
It almost in front of the.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Just the angle of it, where it's like so close, it makes his head look huge, and he's in front of like the horizontal. It looks like a mugshot. It's so funny. I'm sending this to you, as if that's gonna make it into the edit. Maybe it will.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe it
It might.
You never know. It might.
I'm trying. What is that? What's that other lyric? What's that? Maybe I was just a painter, painting houses from the rich old folks. That song, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I've broken bones for you and for you only." That song.
Yeah. $1 million houses. Yeah.
In that song, he's like, "They tried to get me with their shotguns." But like we don't stop till someone's bleeding. I'm like, what? Who are you? Who are? What are you doing?
It's all very.
I mean, these lyrics are beautiful. Like on
They are beautiful.
Disasterology, where he's like, what a waste of a perfectly good clean wrist. I'm like,
I
all
like
right,
that.
like yeah.
Yeah.
But he definitely
I like
has.
the lyrics.
Pierce the Veil music is like savior complex music. Like it's like I can save you, girl. Like, are you feeling bad? Hold to me, and I will solve all your problems. Like,
I wonder if I liked it that when I was younger, like when I was in middle school listening to it. I can't really remember now, but I wonder if I liked the idea of this singer being like, I can save you, like I can protect you from all your problems.
That
I
is
kind of don't think I did, but maybe I did.
That's kind of the mood of all this type of music. Like
It's
when
a
you
lot
really,
of it, yeah.
especially Black Veil Brides. Black Veil Brides had a big savior complex.
And I like, what was it, Knives and Pens? Where that
With
music video
knives
is, like,
and
about-
pens, we make up that song.
Where the music video is like about a kid getting bullied at school and then like coming out of it, which is like, I don't know. It's not exactly a novel realization that like, oh, emo music is for like kids who feel undermined.
I never
in
liked his
social
voice
circles.
in Black Veil Brides. I was like, I hate
Andy
him.
Biersax?
I do not like his voice. I'm not a fan. Well, I
I was
mean,
in love with that man.
I guess it just wasn't like when you're listening to this genre, you're thinking of like some high pitch, like some like, and I feel like he was just like, no, last week we stood in pain. Like
It's a little bit like 90s grunge, but it almost sounds like he's doing like an impression of a 90s. I'm like, is that really what your voice sounds like? And it probably is, but I think he was also like in that song. I think he was like 17.
Yeah, he was
I think
young
he was
when
really
he started.
young when they made Knives and Pens.
I lost no place in the world behind. That song, I was like,
There's an
turn
old-
this off.
There's an old
Oh, yeah.
video.
Is the
Oh yeah,
is
what were
the
you saying?
is the opening on that Selfish Machines? Is this? I never thought of this in a freaky way. Maybe it's just because you're here that the freak is like coming to my mind. But your Southern Constellations got me so dizzy. Is that
Oh,
like is that like a little like
what are you thinking here?
I don't know. Is that like please keep chasing me. Your Southern Constellations got me so dizzy. Like
Whoa, 1 second. God damn. Oh no.
what
Okay,
happened?
whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. I just got a text from my friend who I was like planning on sending something in a group chat that we're in, being like, "Happy birthday, so and so." And yesterday I acknowledged that like tomorrow is your birthday, and then today I slept really late and then forgot to send anything, and I just realized and I was like, "Oh shit." But okay, sorry. What were you saying?
I
Don't mind
love
me.
the life of Cam. Whoa.
It's
Okay,
a
you
really
can't
minor
safely
problem.
open
I was
Twitter
just like,
anymore. I just open every time I open Twitter, it's just porn. Like that's all I see. You can't safely open this, but I'm like, is this being like your Southern Constellations got me so dizzy? I'm like, is he? Is that like a is he being a fan right there?
what? I don't know if I follow.
Wait,
I'm
you're like
supposed to be the freaky
froze.
one. I don't know if I know what you're saying. I'm
Wait, let me see
freaking
what
out
Genius has to
because
say.
yeah, I'm looking at Genius right now, and Genius just says that she's sending him mixed signals.
Okay. I
But
was
I don't
reading
know
that like
what do you mean?
you're southern. I
Southern?
don't know. The freak. I guess your presence made me. I'm like, what is the freaky context of this? This is like.
I don't know.
Let
I
me
don't know about all that.
savior con savior complex. A southern girl broke his heart.
Yeah, I was seeing
Someone.
that a lot when I was looking at Genius, where it was like, oh yeah, Vic's affinity for Southern girls, or
I
rather,
mean,
probably one specific Southern girl.
what's that like?
Where's he?
Talking to my mom about this little girl from Texas. He's like
Yeah.
he talks a little girl. What
Ooh.
are you talking about, Vic? How old are we talking?
Yeah. Um, I think it was Wallows. I don't listen to very much, but they have a lyric in one of their songs where it was like, "She was only 17. Why are girls in songs always 17?" I was like, shout out Wallows for that one.
That's the 13 Reasons Why guy.
Yeah,
I'll always know him as 13 Reasons Why
he's just same. He's like
guy.
13 Reasons Why. And I hope that, I mean, it looks like that show did work as a stepping stone for him and his band, but he is
Yeah.
always 13 Reasons Why to me.
I saw him in a movie. I saw him in a couple of movies. He was in like a some bad movies. He was in that Don't Breathe movie where like it was like the blind guy.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie was crazy. He was trying to force impregnate. What's up with horror movies and force impregnation? Why why is
Yeah.
this
I mean,
that's Cam's horror right there. That's
that's true. That is my horror, but it's also like, I guess that doesn't really fit because it came out a few years prior. But someone was like, yeah, there's a lot of horror has come out in like the past year that's specifically about like pregnancy horror, and it's like, oh, I wonder like what's going on in the world that is making people think of pregnancy as like a horror situation.
Did you see that Sydney Sweeney Immaculate movie?
No, have I been meaning to see it? I've been
It's
thinking
not.
about it. I
It's
don't know.
she gets pretty much force impregnated, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
why?
I know it like
It was
used
okay.
some imagery that freaked people out. She's a good horror actress. My roommate earlier today was watching Anyone But You, and I was like making food, and then I was like watching her watch the movie.
Dude, I saw that in theaters.
I've seen now 2 of my roommates on separate occasions, like in the main area, watching Anyone But You, and I'm like, this just looks so bad.
It's not good.
There's one of the girls in that. I just looked her up. Alexandra Shipp, is that her name? She played Aaliyah. I guess that's like how she got
I don't remember
famous.
who these people are, but
She was in a Lifetime movie about Aaliyah. and that's like how she um made her big break or whatever. But then I was like looking, and her everything she's in, not everything. She's been in a fair few like pretty bad movies. And I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. And that's I was just thinking of that because of like Dylan Minnette, where I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've seen him in has been
Did you think she was
mid.
like she was good in Anyone But You, or like?
I mean, she was fine. She's just I'm like I feel like she could be used better. Like I feel like
Yeah.
she's a decent actress, and they just put her in stuff that's not great.
People loved Anyone But You. I thought it was horrendous, but it was beloved. It was a box office smash. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, my roommate and I were watching it and like groaning out loud. So we're like, what are we doing here?
Do you know why that movie was successful? I gotta say, it's not because of Sydney Sweeney. It's because the male actor.
Glenn Powell. Yeah.
He is such a he was like crafted to be a rom com. It's like he needs to be in like 25
a zillion rom
rom-coms.
coms.
Like he was like any sort of charm or like any charm was because of him. It's like Sydney Sweeney was just delivering every
she
line
delivered
like,
nothing.
"Oh my, I can't believe we're in this." And he was having to be so charming. Like he was doing the legwork in that movie.
Yeah, her acting in that was like remarkably bad, which I only say because I think that she is a talented actress. I don't think that she's a rom-com actress at all. Like they should not be putting her in roles like that. Like that's not what she's good at. Glenn Powell is like the rom-com man, and they should put him in every rom-com.
He is like
he was built in a lab to do that.
he has the wrong. He would have killed it if it was like 2000 right now. Like if it was the year 2000 right now, he Ashton Kutcher like wouldn't have been, he would have had all those rules.
Yeah. He's like I'm gonna try and make some joke about Ryan Gosling, but I can't think of it. I can't make it.
Ryan Gosling, he had those rom coms, but what was his character? It was like a character that he played. I guess that was kind of like his archetype. It had like Van Wilder, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think that was him.
Oh no, that's Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, well.
Ryan Reynolds is an interesting case because I feel like I remember I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff with Ryan Reynolds. I feel like he was like pretty charming, and I think he's pretty attractive, but then I see people like a lot of the discourse on him now is that he just like is mid and sucks and is not funny. And that
It's because he's always it's because of the Deadpool movies.
Right. They're like they keep putting him in these roles as like the quirky funny guy, but apparently he's just not actually like that. Wait, who is Tara? Why do I know that name?
He just looks like a general. Who is who?
Tara Reid.
You don't know Tara Reid? She was a big actress in like the. She was in like the first American Pie.
Didn't something like happen with her? Like there was like a scandal or like something.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know she was in a lot of stuff.
I just remember seeing her name in like the news like years ago, but I don't remember why. Oh man, I can't remember.
But Tara Reid was in. Yeah, she was big. The first time I ever saw her, it was like a red carpet thing, and I guess she was like in her like she was wearing a strap dress, and the one strap was just like down, and she was just conducting an interview with like just her full, like it was just out, and I was like, why didn't they tell her? I was like, they just they just kept this going.
Why do I know this person? I don't know. I can't remember.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, possessive Drake. I love how we got from Drake being possessive to to this.
Whatever this, yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. There was this like creepy, because I was like doing because of all this like the Drake, and now Wayne is involved in this as well. Like I hate the way Drake fans have incorporated Wayne into this beef. They're doing it because they know that like rap fans respect. Rap fans consider Wayne to be one of the best rappers to ever exist. Like like Drake might be the most popular rapper, but like as far as like the hip hop community, there's like no like Wayne is like is like top 5 and Drake is like just like a he's like a pop rapper. But so they're bringing Wayne into this beef because they know we respect Wayne. So they're they know we think Wayne is good and Wayne signed Drake. So they're like trying to like they're like they respect him. Let's get him on our side like and I hate it. I'm like no. I'm like Wayne is Wayne. I love Wayne.
Leave him out of this. Leave him involved.
But there's this creepy video, hold on, that I saw back in the day. And it was basically talking like Wayne talking about his first time, and it sounds like it pretty much sounds like he was like raped as a child, and it was but he delivers it in like a weird way. I'm about to pull this up.
Man, Twist, what you laughing at, man? How you get that? You get that? You understood that? You sucking on clits over that fight? He came on that motherfucker. That nigga. Oh, you a Twist?
15.
Yeah, huh?
Oh my God.
You bet I'm on the real. Cause I was fucking at 11. I had Nate at 15, nigga. I had my daughter when I was 15, nigga. It ain't cause you a male, it ain't cause you 15 you supposed to, cause you're young money. You're supposed to. Fuck that shit, man. I started fucking. I got raped when I was 11, Twist.
Okay.
I loved it. I ain't never pressed charges. I'm gonna do you like baby them did me. Yeah. I'll never forget that day. Yeah, no, they was all in the kitchen. I was scared. It was cool. There was about this many niggas and shit too in that bitch. I never forget the word. Suck la wine la dick. I was sitting on the couch. Everybody in that bitch. That nigga was like talking. Girl with your good dick. Girl, you know you suck with your good dick sucking that. Boy, that bitch suck all nick. Have a nigga. Bitch, suck la wine la dick. I'm sitting there like, sure, yeah. Suck up. I ain't never had this happen. In front of G. Oh my God, that was the best ever, boy. I walked out that bitch. I felt like I killed 5 niggas, ran through 3.
So bear in mind, Wayne was like, he's been rapping since he was 11 years old. He's been a platinum rapper since he was like 11 years old.
Yeah. I'm looking at his, because I was trying to figure out. I was like, how old is he? So I was like on his Wikipedia, and yeah, since he was 11.
Yeah, he
which
was
I
in.
guess
Because Baby signed him to Young Money, and he was in the Hot Boys, and he was pretty much rapping. So yeah, that. And I remember, I saw that because I saw that years ago, and like I saw that when I was like a kid, and I was like, oh, that's Wayne being crazy. And then you watch that again as like an adult, and you're like, whoa, like what what happened here?
Especially in
Wayne?
the context of him like having been signed,
Yeah.
or probably having just been signed,
Yeah.
where he's like getting taken to some big event, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna like, I don't know if like breaking him in is the right word, but
and him
he's just
passing
in
that
over his
on
head.
to Lil
Yeah, and
Twist,
just talking about it.
and him trying to get like 15-year-old Lil Twist,
Lil
like, what, you ain't
Twist.
15? You ain't done this yet? Like, that's
I had a kid.
that's crazy, man. But I saw that. I don't know why. That was in like I was like, let me download this just to pull up. I don't know how this.
I was gonna
guess
say
it's
you had
related to
that
Drake.
on lock.
But I was like, this is disturbing.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of like, I don't know. reminds me of stuff that we talked about like a couple episodes ago, I think, about like Usher
Oh yeah.
sort of like being suscepted. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
Stuff?
because of he was like groomed
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
And just like that kind of cycle. A thing that comes with getting famous when you're young that I guess, not that it isn't talked about, but I remember like there was a period where I was younger and I don't even know what I wanted. I was like 10. No, I don't remember how old I was. There was a point in like elementary school where I was like, oh, I want to be like famous. And I remember hearing people be like, oh, when you're like a child star, it kind of messes you up, but in like very vague terms.
Yeah.
And then you sort of get older and you learn more about it and you're like, oh, there's like a specific like sexual component to a lot of this. Sorry to bring the mood down. Oh my god.
Certified lover boy, certified
yeah.
pedophile. I never wanted to be famous when I was young. I didn't even like, I don't know. I didn't consider that as like a thing I could be. Like I was like, those are famous people. Those are like predetermined. Like
Yeah.
it was like, that ain't me. I was like, I just want to be big in my neighborhood, I guess. Like I just wanted to be like a respected person on the block, but like
Valid.
like I don't know. The idea of being like of like a world beyond like that was not in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, you had the internet. You were watching Jake and
I was
Amir
gonna say,
videos.
I was thinking about it, that like, yeah, I grew up in a time where like
When you grew up, I didn't even see that as a possibility. It wasn't like a like a thing where
yeah, I was like growing up in the peak of like anyone can become famous because they have the whole world at their fingertips. Where I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like picked up. Like someone's gonna notice me. If I do all the right things, someone will notice me, and then I'll like make it big, and then everyone will see.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, probably would not have been good. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I guess. Doctor update. Last time I was at the doctor, I was just there randomly. I was like, I got health insurance now. I mean, good health insurance again. So I'm gonna go to the doctor like whenever I want. And they were just like, you don't even have heart failure anymore, which is like, that's a good thing.
Huge.
Which like that doesn't even like, if people get heart
me.
failure, it's like, that's like a lifelong. It's like something you just live with forever. So they were like, you've been like touched by the Lord or something. Like they're like, it's just gone. It looks like a completely like
Damn.
different heart than it was before. So yeah,
Good on you.
that's
Now
good,
it's my
man.
turn to get that in check.
But I mean, that's why I've been on like my like. I mean, I've always like, I've been like I've been putting all like my sleep and my eating first, because like when I look at like
I was
how
gonna
my
say, you're very like about your like health and sort of keeping those like routines.
But like when I see like how my body was like fighting to keep me alive, like I remember like I'd be like doing stuff like I'd be in bed and like I just wouldn't be able to fall asleep, and my doctor was like, yeah, because if you did fall asleep during those times, you probably would have just died. Like your body was like surging you with like like to like keep you alive. Like when I'm like thinking about like how hard like my body was just fighting to keep me alive, I'm like, I'm like, I owe it to my.
You gotta give that back. Yeah.
I'm like, I owe it to my body. I'm like, I can't be doing this. Like my body was fighting so hard to like not die. I'm like, I can't be doing this.
I can't wait to look back on this current time in my life in like a year or in like 5 years and be like, what the hell was going on, dude? And so many people around me being like, dude, you need to get it. Like, you can't keep doing this. And I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. It's just for another couple weeks, and then I'll be fine.
No.
And we'll see. It's like the beginning of like a cautionary like documentary where I'm like, no, I just look. At the end of December, I'll be done, and then I can chill out, and then I'll get all this stuff in check. But in the meantime, I have to be like, I've been in a routine. I broke the streak last night I'd been in a routine for a few days where it would be I'd pull an all-nighter and then I would get a normal night's sleep. And then I would pull an all-nighter and then I would get a normal night's sleep. And last night, I was like, okay, I got a normal night's sleep last night. So I guess I have license to pull another all-nighter because I just have so much, like, stuff to do. And then I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get another normal night's sleep. And I did. And so I broke that streak. That's a very low bar. But
you got, bro... You gotta take care of yourself, bro.
I know. I'm gonna, like, when I graduate, just live in, like, not live in a vat, but I was like, I'm just gonna, I don't know, sleep for 2 weeks.
I'm like, will you actually, is that within the CAM DNA to actually do this?
That stresses me out. The idea of sleeping for 2 weeks.
Will you actually relax? Like,
yeah, giving myself license to just relax for like an extended period of time does freak me out mentally. But I'm like, my body will shut down if I don't do that. So I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, this is like and this on camera. This is all part of one take. Jake, Cam is doing irreparable damage to her body. Cam is doing irreparable damage. You look. I was watching the video with your mom the other day. When you like leaned back, you looked so much like your mom. I was like, that's
so funny.
I was like, that's Cam's mom right there.
That's so funny because we don't. Oh, you mean like just now because she leaned back and.
No, when you like laughed, when you started laughing, I was like, that's.
That's so funny because we don't think we look like each other at all, but then other people say we do.
You look, dude. You look just like your mom.
That's. Yeah, I don't know.
But dude, take Cam. I'm looking in the camera. Cam needs to take care of herself.
I actually really do. And it's something that I'm going to prioritize once I'm done prioritizing.
I mean, if you don't,
because if I don't, like, I can't keep
forced.
living like this. Yeah.
If you don't, it'll just be that, and it'll be like, and this is like just a choice. This is like irreparable damage, bro. I lost a good 4 years of like where I wasn't able to. I want to say from like 20, because I was probably like 23 to like 20, like late 26, 27ish. I was out. Like,
yeah.
Like I couldn't. It's like I couldn't do anything. Like that's like lost. That's like a gap of life. Like my people was in their 20s, like having, and I'm late 20s. I mean, I don't mind it. Like I'm glad. Like I feel like I've grown and like all I've went through have like become like more like better as a person. Like I feel like when I think of myself then, like I'm like I feel like a wiser person than I was before. But I'm like that's 4 years of life. Like that's gone. I don't want you to be like to just that gap of your life to recovery. Because I know you won't. I know it's not in. Because I have a chill personality. I can sit around just doing nothing. I know that. I know you can't do it. I know that'll hurt you much more. I know you won't be able to take it.
Yeah.
And are you one of those people that feels like? Because I remember you were talking about this before, where you were like, I'm. Like age and like needing to do things at a certain time, like is that a thing that matters to you?
Sorry, repeat that. I'm getting like
like I remember you were talking about like before, like age and like how like age mattered to you and like you felt like you were already too old to do things. I never felt like that. I feel like if I could be 40 and accomplish something, like I don't really care, but like you won't be. I'm like you're gonna feel. Like if you.
I have to kind of use that as like if I'm worried about like being too old to do things, like losing years of my life to poor health is like not gonna help me there. But I'm getting like texts from people because I was saying I like can't really go past 8, and literally at 7:59 I start getting texts. Hey, what's going on? And I was like, I told you, I'm doing the podcast. They're like, are you gonna be done soon? And I was like, I told you, I will be done. Chill out. But
But yeah, you won't. Those, I know that gap in time will kill you. That's just in your. For me, I was like, hey, I can read my books. I can.
Yeah, my productivity
do my
focused
things.
brain.
But yeah. What? Oh yeah. What did you eat today? We're wrapping this up. What did you eat today, Cam?
I had like part of like leftover pizza, and I had some like broccoli,
Hey,
and that's it, I think. Have I had anything else? I don't think I have. I had pizza and
food.
broccoli, like a real kid's meal.
Okay. Eat food, Cam. Cam is Jewish.
I am.
Did you feel extra Jewish today?
What? Is there a reason? Is there something I'm missing? I don't think I did feel extra Jewish today.
Just a question.
Not particularly. But I'll let you know when I do.
Cam is talented. Cam is gifted. Cam is she's out here. She's smart.
Thanks.
What makes the whites happy makes the blacks upset. Eat food, Cam. This is documented. When you're, if you're,
I
like,
know we're gonna come back to this in a few years and be like, oh God, remember when they were talking about this on camera?
if you're like in the hospital, like from now, and I'm gonna send you these clips. I'm gonna be like, ha. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm loving Snatch. I mean,
Da da da. I'm loving Snatch.